Welcome to the Information Superhighway and a few of my tips on protecting your digital life. This was my first iPhone. I haven't been able to afford one since. Between ransomware, data breaches, cryptojacking, supply chain attacks, and mobile malware, it's never been more important to protect your digital life. Here are some revealing statistics. Global cybercrime is generating revenues of $1.5 trillion a year, according to a recent 2018 study. Cyber attacks take a huge toll on small businesses, and the threat is growing. PDFs, which almost everybody uses, are the most attacked file type. Software update supply chain attacks, which implant malware into an otherwise legitimate software package, are growing in both size and impact. CryptoLocker. This is something you hope you never run into, because if you do, it will encrypt every part of your computer. All your data will be fully encrypted, and unless you're prepared for it, all your information will be totally inaccessible. The only way to get your files back are either having been prepared for it and created a backup, or you need to be willing to shell out quite a few $100s in order to get the key that hopefully unlocks your files. In September of last year, a cyber attack on the port of San Diego suspended public services. San Diego's only choice was to pay because they were not prepared for this type of an attack. The only advice I can offer is back up, back up, back up. And no, this is not the type of backup I'm talking about. What you need to do on a regular basis is to create an image backup of your system. That way, if you're attacked or if your hardware fails, you have a way of recovering all of your information, your operating system, all your files, and most importantly, all of your personal information. Remember, when something like this hits, it is your personal information that's at risk. You can always restore the operating system and the programs, but you will lose all of your personal information. The router is the front door to your system. When you install a router, make sure that you immediately change the default admin password. Keep your devices up to date with the latest firmware updates. Disable remote management in your router settings page. And if you aren't sure whether your device is currently safe, consider resetting it to the manufacturer's settings and repeat, starting with step number 1. Let's take a look at one of the features in Avast Antivirus, and this is available even in the free version of Avast. One of the things it offers is to make sure that your home network is secure. We do that by going to the menu, then to the settings, and under settings we want to select components. Scroll down until you see the Wi-Fi inspector. Click on this down arrow, and this gives you a greater understanding of what the Wi-Fi inspector does. As it says, everything attached to your router is part of your home network. Making sure that it is secure is the first step in making sure that your network is safe and secure. Now let's run the Wi-Fi inspector and actually test the network. Go into protection, click on Wi-Fi inspector. It gives you two choices. If you're at home, you will choose the home scan, which checks your home network. That's supposed to be safe. This is the place where you can do your banking and your shopping in relative safety. It can also use this to check on a public or open network to see just what vulnerabilities exist on that network. For right now, let's check on the home network. And as I said before, this will test everything that is connected to my home network. Yes, there are quite a few items there. It'll take a while for this to finish, but once it's done, it'll let me know if there are any vulnerabilities, and if it finds any, it should also tell me how to fix those vulnerabilities. always nice when it comes back to tell you your home network is safe and secure. As I said, if there had been something, it would actually let me know what it's found, and it will tell me how to fix what it has found. Just one more feature within Avast that makes sure you are proper. Security requires a firewall and antivirus malware protection. No, asbestos around your computer isn't the same as installing a firewall. Cookies are text files that contain a variety of information about your browser, web activity, and computer. They can't infect you with viruses. As a general rule, cookies are there to make using the internet as smooth as possible. You should, on occasion, clean out your cookies, and you should always disable third-party tracking cookies. Criminals are replacing chips on new debit cards. The new cards are intercepted in the mail, the chips get switched out, and bank accounts are drained before anyone realizes there's a problem. Something new from Avast, they have just released their secure browser.
Today, Avast is happy to announce the release of their Avast secure browser. This replaces the Safe Zone browser. Many new features and better ways to help keep you secure while you're on the internet are some of the important features of the Avast secure browser. These features are very easy to turn on and off, so you can get just the right mix of privacy, security, and speed. The Avast secure browser's built-in privacy feature hide your identity and cover your data footprint so no one can track you. It's also built for speed and automatically blocks annoying ads, faster browsing, and no interruptions. The Avast secure browser contains all the security features you need to stop malware, phishing scams, and identity theft. Easy to reach Security and Privacy Center makes it easy to customize this browser to exactly your needs. Why not install it and give it a try?
Always go invisible on open Wi-Fi. You go to a cool coffee shop. You gotta Instagram your drink, so you connect to the free open Wi-Fi. Not a problem, right? Wrong. Everything you do online is now visible to hackers. Checking out your bank balance? They could be too. Doing some online shopping on your credit card? So could they. Don't take risks with your online security. Always remember to use a virtual private network. A VPN makes you invisible online by encrypting all your data, so your financial details and personal information stay completely private, and the only followers you'll get are the ones you wanted in the first place.
Open Wi-Fi, something you get when you go to McDonald's, Starbucks, any of the hotels that you may be staying at, any place where you don't control the security of that Wi-Fi network. One way to stay safe is to use a VPN. Avast offers an excellent VPN called SecureLine, but this is not a free product. It's free to me because it's Avast's fault that I spend so much time away from home and depend on open Wi-Fi. For those of you that don't want to pay for a VPN, it can be as easy as installing the Opera browser. Once installed, go to your settings, then go to Privacy and Security. Scroll down until you see the VPN. This is unchecked by default. Once you check it, the VPN logo in the address bar will turn from red to blue. Blue means that everything you do within this browser is now fully encrypted, and if someone intercepts the information, it's totally useless to them, keeping you perfectly safe in anything you do within the browser. One bit of caution, Opera is now owned by a Chinese consortium, so you have to weigh that when you make a decision as to whether or not to use the VPN or the Opera browser. Data collection. Lots of that happens when you use Google, Facebook, Apple, or Microsoft. Copy these links and you can get to all the data that they collect on you. From here, you can also make changes to the amount of data that they collect. You can actually wipe out all the data that's being collected. Our grandkids usually don't pull any punches. No, your computer didn't get a virus because you sneezed on it. Let's go over clicking on email attachments again, shall we? Phishing attacks or attempts at phishing for your personal information. Quite often comes via emails. Usually they're made to look like they come from a legitimate company. This one in particular looks like it comes from Google, informing you of an attack that's happening, and they want to make sure that you stay safe by changing your password. The problem is that if you click on this link they provide, that doesn't take you to where you change your password at Google. It takes you to a cybercrook. And when you put in that new password, you also have to give it your old password. Guess what? Your password never gets changed, but you've now passed your password onto that cybercrook. Be careful. No legitimate company ever sends you a link within an email that will ask you to change your security information. It just doesn't work that way.
Avast Quick Tips Episode 3. Never unintentionally live a double life. You check your email. That's a compelling subject line. Open it. There's a suspicious looking link in there, but it sure looks exciting. It just needs some personal details. Name, address, first pet's name. You're a winner, right? Psych, it was a phishing link and you took the bait. Some woman in Norway just stole your identity and your savings. Congratulations, you're now living a double life as a Norwegian woman named Asbjorn. Pushly! Don't take risks with your online security. Channel your inner English teacher. Hackers often use poor grammar in phishing emails. Make sure every link is HTTPS and the URL isn't weird or misspelled. Or let a powerful anti-spam do it for you. Anti-spam can flag or delete any dangerous and annoying phishing emails. So the only life you get to live is your own. Avast Quick Tip number 3. Download Avast free antivirus to stay safe from phishing scams. Get free phishing protection with Avast free antivirus at avast.com.
Phishing sites have greatly evolved over the years to become convincing counterfeiters. Some even use HTTPS, giving users a false sense of security. These things can come to you via emails, telephone, text messaging, phishing emails, and phishing websites. Don't be fooled. Avast uses advanced anti-phishing technology. As you can see here, it's almost impossible to tell which is the genuine and which is the phishing attempt. With machine learning and image recognition, bad sites are identified faster and users are alerted sooner. So no more landing on malicious sites that often attempt to steal your credentials. How often have you tried to reach a company and actually wanted to talk to a person? Gotten to a point where you spend more time trying to get to that individual because they make you go through hoops. This little link will give you access to many companies and give you direct instructions of how to reach an actual person. Protecting your credit starts with freezing your credit. These are the 3 top credit bureaus. These are the phone numbers and websites. When you place a freeze, you have to do that for all 3 of them. Since freezing your credit is now a free service by law, there is really no reason for you not to place a freeze on your credit. Remember, freezing your credit doesn't change what's currently available to you. All it does is prevent you or anyone else from making new credit, whether it's through a credit card, a loan, a mortgage, purchasing a car. Once a freeze is placed, nobody can make new loans. You, however, can always reverse the freeze, make the new loan or credit card, and then put the freeze right back on that account. This prevents the reason for identity theft, because identity theft is primarily done in order to steal somebody's information and then make loans in their name. Since freezing your credit prevents that from happening, this is a great way for you to protect yourself against someone stealing your identity. Pray, once installed, this helps you recover a stolen laptop or smart device. Prey is available for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and it's also available for all your smart devices. But you need to install this before you actually need it. If it's not on the system or the smart device, and it winds up being lost or stolen, it's at that point too late for this to help you. You can't place it after it's happened. You need to place this on that device before the device is lost or stolen. An excellent tool to help you anytime you have problems with your internet access. If you eliminated the fact that the problem is something that is a problem with the internet service provider, this tool will help you get your internet access back. I generally check off the first 5 options on here, press the go button, wait for it to finish making those repairs, then I reboot the system, and I've always wound up getting my internet access back. Great little tool, totally free of charge. Make sure that you keep everything on your system up to date. That includes the computer, the router, the drivers, operating system, programs, and apps. An up-to-date system is also a secure system. Almost all updates are there in order to fix a security problem. The sooner you update, the sooner you're safe. Let's spend a little time talking about layered protection, using multiple programs, apps, and tools to help keep you safe. The first program that I install on any computer I encounter is called Unchecky. Unchecky works in the background. If you've ever installed a program and then wound up afterwards cursing that program because it not only installed the program but also installed lots of unwanted things onto your computer. Things like pop-ups, redirects on your browser, all kinds of nasty things. Well, Unchecky works in the background, and if those things are part of what you're installing, it will automatically uncheck those things and prevent them from happening. A bit of advice is that you should never use a default install. You should always use a custom install. If you do a custom install, you get to choose what you want installed and what you don't want installed. This is like doing a custom install even though you press the default install. McShield helps protect you for boot sector infections that may be present on a flash drive, the memory card from your camera, or an external hard drive. Your antivirus by default is set up to check anything you open on that device. It is not set to automatically check every part of that external device before you get to use it. So I use a combination of McShield and my antivirus to help keep me safe when I insert an external device. CCleaner, originally called Crap Cleaner, that's because its job is to clean up all the crap that you've accumulated while visiting the internet or running any of the programs on your computer. Suggestion here is that you use the default settings and allow it to do its job of cleaning up garbage. It can also clean your registry, and quite often they claim that cleaning the registry speeds up your system. However, they don't tell you that the speed up is measured in millionths of a second. One wrong move in the registry and you will wind up with a system that will not reboot. Therefore, leave cleaning the registry to experts. Leave your default settings just as they are. They're 100% safe, and allow the program to do what it was originally intended to do, and that's to clean up garbage. Piriform, and CCleaner is one of their products, is now part of the Avast software family. Malwarebytes, an excellent companion regardless of whose antivirus program you happen to be using. It works together with your antivirus program. You can only install one resident antivirus program at a time, but you can install your antivirus program and Malwarebytes. They work together to help keep you safe. You can now also install Malwarebytes on your Chromebook if you have one. Avast is now in its 31st year. I've used it since 2003. Back in 2003, I was using Norton, or actually Norton was using my computer and occasionally granted me access. That's when I did some research. I stumbled on Avast, and it's been there ever since. It's light on system resources and has done an excellent job of protecting my systems. I can honestly say that Avast has made a vast difference on my computers. Avast gives you streaming updates, which means you receive constant updates to the latest discovered infections, which means you're always as protected as at all possible. Avast can do the same for your system.
The internet never sleeps. Morning, noon, and night, millions of people are working, playing, and connecting online. While the internet grows, serious cyber threats are growing along with it. Avast makes the world's most popular internet security software. And we've built the largest global cybersecurity network to keep you protected, no matter the place, whatever the time of day. We analyze data from our 400 million users and use next-generation detection algorithms based on artificial intelligence and machine learning to detect and block threats in real time, anticipating and stopping attacks before they do damage. Every month, Avast prevents over 1 billion malware attacks around the world, all without ever slowing you down. Whatever you do, wherever you connect, morning, noon, or night, Avast keeps you protected online.
Avast has over 430 million users worldwide. Avast is actually the most used antivirus program worldwide. Passwords. You should be using a different password for everything that requires a password. If you use the same password for everything that requires a password, and that password gets hacked, then that hacker will now have access to all those places where that password is being used. Use a different password for everything that requires a password. These are the 10 most used passwords worldwide. There isn't a single one on here that's worth anything. It's also not safe to write down your password on a sticky note and then attach it to the refrigerator. Especially now when we have smart refrigerators. You have no way of knowing where that password will wind up. What you should do, however, is to use the Avast Passwords Manager. If you have Avast installed on your computer, you already have the Password Manager installed. It's a part of the program. The only password you ever need to remember is the password to get into your Password Manager. It can make up strong passwords for you. It can import your passwords from your browser. It can synchronize passwords across all devices. This is available for Windows, for Macs, for iOS, and for Android devices. And as I said, you can sync it across all devices. Make sure that the password you use to get into the Password Manager is strong and secure, and make sure you remember that password. If you forget it, it isn't saved anywhere. You can't get any hints for it. So if you forget it, you get to start all over again. Something brand new from Avast, protection for the privacy on your iOS device. Remember, there is no antivirus program available for an iOS device. You depend on Apple to keep you as up to date against virus protection. When there is a discovered virus, they will issue a patch, and that's how you get protected against viruses or any other problems with the operating system. However, you can make sure that your privacy is kept as private as at all possible. For those of you that own an Android device, Avast offers free mobile security, which includes an antivirus, something I've had on my Android device for quite some time. I'm not the only one that likes it. There are some companies out there that do nothing but test security for Android devices, and as you can see, Avast is very highly rated. If you decide to install it on your Android device, this is what you can expect.
Please listen carefully.
How to protect your phone and tablet. With so much valuable data inside, our phones are magnets for all kinds of hostile software. Each day, Avast detects 12,000 mobile malware samples. And you are vulnerable when you least suspect it, like when you're playing games. So if you don't want to be spied on and want to keep your data safe, try Avast Mobile Security for free. We already have 2 million malware samples locked up in our mobile database. That's because we run a powerful virus scan to stop hackers in their tracks. An antivirus engine automatically looks for infected apps, trojans, and memory card content. It even tests new apps to make sure they're safe before you use them. And Wi-Fi security always keeps your connection safe no matter where you connect. Letting you know if the network you're connected to is unsecure, weakly encrypted, or otherwise unsafe. You can even lock your apps to keep your app content safe from children, thieves, and cheeky friends. Filter incoming calls and texts, block specific numbers from calling or messaging you, and avoid any awkwardness. It's easy to use complete protection for your phone and your tablet. The cost? What cost? It's totally free. Download Avast free mobile security directly from Google Play. I couldn't have said that better myself. Protecting yourself in the Internet of Things era, make sure that you secure your home network, create a guest network for all of your Internet of Things devices that isolates them from the rest of your systems, manage your Internet of Things devices, use a virtual private network. That way anyone that gets into your home network won't have access to any information because it's all fully encrypted. Protect your computers and mobile devices and monitor threats on a network level. This is something that will be coming to you shortly from Avast. It's called Avast Smart Home Security, and this is what it can do for you. Avast Smart Home Security, your connected world, fully protected. The devices connected to your home Wi-Fi network are digital windows into your family's lives, and without proper protection, your privacy is at risk. Keep your home and family safe by protecting your connected devices with Avast's Smart Home Security. Avast's Smart Home Security can help you maintain a safer world for your family. The Avast Smart Home Security's hardware can be easily incorporated into your existing home network and fully controlled via our companion app, Complete Protection, without any hassles. Avast Smart Home Security is very powerful and easy to use, driven by artificial intelligence, works on every connected device, always up to date, and it doesn't slow you down. If you're interested, why not be one of the first ones to be notified when this is ready for your home to help keep you safe? Judging by the lack of hair on your head, it must be hard to teach technology to seniors. Well, it's not really hard, but some seniors need more coaxing than others. Yes, you have a right to protest. However, this is for all of my friends who depend on iDevices. A benefit of modern technology, at least now when mom and dad fight, it's much quieter than it used to be. Technology has stopped him from thinking for himself. He's using his GPS to guide him to the bathroom. If the GPS misfunctions, he'll be watering the flowers instead. This is why you shouldn't cut down too many trees. At my age, rolling out of bed in the morning is the easy part. Getting off the floor is a whole other story. I'd like to leave you with this. This is life before the computer. Memory was something you lost with age. An application was for employment. A program was a show on TV. A cursor is someone who used profanity. A keyboard was on a piano. A web was a spider's home. A virus was the flu. A CD was a bank account. A hard drive was a long trip on the road. A mouse pad was where the mouse lived. And if you had a 3.5-inch floppy, you just hoped that nobody found out about it. I've been doing these presentations for Avast since 2010. I don't work for Avast. I've been part of their customer support forum since 2004, and in 2010 I was asked if I was interested in doing presentations. The arrangement I have with Avast is very simple. The second I leave home until I get back, they pay for every dime of my expenses. So Avast helps me have free vacations. I happen to enjoy what I do. If you learn something, please let Avast know about it. That's how these presentations continue. Send an email to Dawn and let her know what you thought of this presentation, good or bad. If you know of any other clubs, churches, synagogues, any group of technology users who would benefit from a presentation, have them contact me, and I'll be happy to arrange a program for them. Remember, there's never a charge to the club or its members for my services. That's where Avast comes in. Copy this link at the bottom. It will give you access to many of the things that we talked about and a whole lot more. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. At least I'll try to answer them.